Good morning and welcome back to Me and My Shadow. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I've had some requests as to what my equipment is that I have added to my motorcycle, to my Honda Shadow 750 American Classic Edition. So today I thought I would do a short informational video, guys, to just kind of show you what I have added and try to get some suggestions on some ideas that I'm thinking about adding to the bike. So, here we go. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go through this, and I guess what we'll do is we'll start from the front of the motorcycle moving to the back. Now this windscreen right here has come with the motorcycle. Yes, this is the aforementioned dirty windscreen that was in my last video. I have actually played with both taking this off and putting it back on, and taking it off and putting it back on, but to be honest with you guys, for motovlogging, anything that cuts down on the wind helps quite a bit. But keep in mind that I'm going to come back to this because I have a question for you guys about this and I'd like comments on. But anyway, this is the windscreen. It's just stock windscreen. Alright, well I guess starting out from the windscreen on down, the first thing I'll mention is this beautiful convex mirror. It is a rider scan ultimate safety mirror, and guys, I love this mirror. It mounted really easily onto my windscreen. With these, you would think it wouldn't really work real well. It has these pads back here, and I don't know if I can show you guys or not. It was a little tricky putting it together, but there's a bar back here that goes on, and then there's these adhesive mounts that actually mount on, and then this itself is adjustable. You can move it up or down depending upon, you know, what your line of sight is and what you would rather do. Let me show you from the other side of the windscreen again, kind of show you how it looks. You can kind of see there the bracket on the inside. Now this one, guys, I didn't pay for this. This was actually given to me by another YouTuber who is doing a 200 subscriber giveaway. His name is DFW Spider Moose, and he gave away some awesome gifts. I was really happy to win one. I entered into his little contest, and this is what I got. So the mirror does help quite a bit. It helps me see my blind spots, cars coming up behind me and stuff like that kind of I won't catch in my side mirrors quite as easily. So for safety reasons, I think it's kind of a must. Now, some people probably hate the way that looks, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like the way it looked or not. But, you know what? Hey everybody, works for me. So moving forward, I guess the next thing I will describe to you is my power supply right here. This power supply is called a Blue Fire power supply. I like it because it has the cover on it and it is waterproof. Never mind the clock. The clock has never worked. It always says it's 140. I don't really need a clock, but it came with it, and it was only like 25 bucks on Amazon. Now what I like about this is that it does have the cover on it, and when you open it up, the cigarette lighter actually fell out the other day, and I don't smoke anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I vape, but I don't smoke. But some things I like about it is it comes with a you've got the breaker right here for it, and then also the two different ports, so you can plug in two different USB devices. So I could charge my phone at the same time I'm running a GPS or what have you, and it also has a 12 volt plug right here for it as well. It was very easy to mount. I just mounted it with a bracket to my windshield right here, and then from there it hardwires to the battery. There's two wires that run back here, and I'm sorry if I'm not showing it properly to you guys. I don't know if you can see it coming off the back of that or not. There we go. And what I did was I ran it down with some zip ties, and ran it down here along my air filter and up underneath my tank. It comes with enough cord that you can really kind of run it however you really would like to, but it runs here along there, have it drop down there where it's zip tied right here, and then it runs back underneath my seat to the battery, and it just screws onto the battery posts. Guys, for me this one was a lifesaver. I was always wondering, like, if I'm out on a long trip or whatever, what if my phone runs out of juice or my GPS dies on me? Either the GPS on my phone, or I have a separate GPS, which I'm really not going to show. It's just a cheap Garmin GPS, nothing spectacular about that. But in today's age, I guess, in today's age, us old folks would say, it's important that you have a way of charging your stuff, right? Because it seems like no matter what we do, whether we're on a motorcycle or not, we're always needing our batteries charged for our phones or what have you. And this allows the convenience of that. Another thing I like about it too is that you can actually turn it on and off. It doesn't stay on when the battery's on. You have a switch right here. You just turn that on and it gives you your voltage. And then you can shut that off too, so it's not a constant drain on your battery. Another thing, speaking about chargers and phones and things like that, that I did decide to get, I spent a little bit of money on this. This is the RAM mount system. I love the RAM mount system. It does come with this rubber backing so that when you insert your phone in, you can tie in your corners, so it gives you some extra stability. Now, I've ridden with this both ways with just the clamps over the phone, and I've never had any problem with it falling off. But it can give you a little bit of extra added comfort, I guess you might want to say, by actually having that RAM mount mounted. It's probably one of the industry standard best. I know there are new ones that have come out, and I really played hard with the idea of getting the kind of mount that would actually charge when I had it in the mount and charge my phone when I had it in the mount. But I opted for this. This was kind of an expensive buy. I got this at Cycle Gear. I think it ran me around $68 for that. And of course it mounts with the mounting hardware to the back of on your handlebars and things like that. And with the shape of my handlebars and everything, this one seemed to work out the best. So there's the RAM mount. Moving on. The next thing that I really wanted to get was some kind of a tire pressure monitoring system. And it was important to me because, you know, especially in Texas with the heat and things like that, it's a pretty good idea to keep an eye on your tire pressure. You know, when the weather changes and things like that, your temperatures can change and stuff like that. And it was important to me that I could keep as close of an eye as possible on my system, on my tire pressure, with a system that was easy to use, easy to see. And this, and I'll picture it over, all these should be pictured somewhere in this video. It's the Sidekick. And I actually saw this on a channel that I watch called it's called Into the Sunset, Elvis Boy. I've mentioned him before. What I like about this is it sets up really nicely, and it shows you, like right now it's showing that my front tire pressure is a little bit low. It shows you the PSI reading, and this is also Bluetooth. So this unit right here is actually connected to these right here, the stem valve covers. Those are awesome because it's wireless. I didn't have to run cords all the way down my forks and stuff like that to try to monitor the pressure. The battery on it lasts a really long time. It does come with a charging cable, so when the battery is showing low, all I have to do, of course, is plug it into my charger, and it'll charge it back up pretty quickly. Yeah, and I think honestly, guys, for a safety standpoint and just peace of mind, knowing when, especially when you're on the highway and stuff like that, knowing what your tire pressure is and knowing what your pressures are actually doing. Like if you're going somewhere and maybe you have a passenger and you have a little bit more weight on the back, or you're loaded down and you decide you're going on a trip somewhere, it's a good thing to have this. It's a safety feature that really, I don't think I would ever compromise on. Storage is another important thing to me, just to store stuff and make sure that I have a place for my keys, my wallet, and stuff like that. And I actually bought this. This is a Mad Dog tank bag. It does have the clear, so you could put your phone in here, but I found that it gets way too hot. There's no breathability, so your phone can overheat really quickly. It's better to leave it over here on the mount, so it gets air. But this is a magnetic bag. Let me show you. It just comes right off, and it has these super strong magnets on the back. You can kind of see the circular part of it, of the magnets. And what you do is you just slap it on your tank. And I've had this thing on the highway at 90 miles an hour or above. Actually, I'm just kidding. I always do the speed limit. Anyway, it stays on really well, and I'll show you the inside of it. It has a nice zip compartment here. I keep my gloves in there. I keep some extra charging cables. Here is the aforementioned GPS that I have for longer trips and things like that. It just zips closed very nicely, and it provides me with a little bit of extra added storage, and it's very, very easily removable. Like when I need to get fuel, it kind of, as you notice, it kind of covers the fuel cap here. I just pop it off. It doesn't take long at all, and pop it right back on. And yeah, so that is the front of the motorcycle, any accessories that I've added on, and I will try to give you guys descriptions of it and stuff like that. So if you are interested in ordering this, as you can see, I didn't put a ton of money into it to get some of the things that I needed. Are there nicer pieces of equipment out there? Yes, I'm sure there are. But hey, when you're just starting a business and you're on a budget, you find what works. And these work really well for me. Last but not least are these saddlebags, and I'll show you guys a picture in the description, or not in the description. I'll insert a picture on the video somewhere around here, whatever. And when I bought this motorcycle, guy, it came with the kind of leather saddlebags that you actually run underneath the seat. Okay, so it has a hanging strap, and they zip off and they snap on and stuff like that. Well, the bags I got were pretty well dilapidated. They wouldn't hold shape or form, and I just didn't like them because you had to tie down the sides and things like that and find places to tie off, and I didn't really like the look. Did not want that leather saddlebag look. Now I know a lot of people do, and no fault there. It's just my own personal choice. I wanted some hard shell ones that were going to be reasonably waterproof, and the most important thing is that they lock. So if I'm going to work, or if I am going on a trip, I'm running to the grocery store, what have you, I can open these up. They're not a huge capacity, but they do work for me. They come with these angle bars to mount, and you get 4 of them. So you're typically supposed to mount it with one angle bar going down this way and another angle bar going down that way. With the curve of my bike and everything, I found it didn't work, so I mounted them, as you see, sideways, drilled some holes, and they come with these rubber I guess stoppers or grommets or whatever you want to call them, to try to protect you from getting too much water in there. And they're really nice. They're not the greatest in the world. Again, I think they cost me about 80 bucks or so on Amazon. But mounting them was a trick, because I turned these sideways, I had to crank these bolts down pretty hard, and then back here there was no support. So what I did was I came up with a solution by getting another bolt, drilling a hole and running it into there to give it that extra added support. And then I used what's that stuff called, that rubber spray, Flex Seal. I used Flex Seal to seal the holes that I drilled in there, so that there's no water coming through or anything like that. So they are sealed up, and they I think they look pretty decent. So yeah, that's the accessories that I've added to the old Shadow so far. And then my question is, what do you guys think of batwing fairings? Do you like them? because I'm seriously thinking about buying a batwing fairing for this motorcycle and putting it on, ditching the windscreen, and going that route. Problem is though, is I'm not 100% sure if I like that look or not. I guess I won't know until I try it. But the batwing fairings are kind of expensive, so it's something I've been kicking around back and forth. It does provide better wind protection and hand protection. You can get them with where you could put a stereo in it and a little bit more storage and things like that. Depending on what you want to spend, you can get all kinds of different styles, shapes, colors. You can get tinted windscreen, high or low, that goes up on it. But I thought I might go ahead and add a batwing fairing to the front of the bike. But what do you guys think? Think it would look good? Think it would look like crap? Let me know in the comments below. Well guys, I hope that this short little video kind of gave you an idea of what accessories I purchased for the bike. I will say that I didn't spend a whole ton of money on the accessories that I purchased for the motorcycle so far. You know, like I said, if you're on a budget, you're on a budget, right? But I know I did get some questions as opposed to, hey, I just got my motorcycle, what kind of accessories do you recommend and things like that. I would say that a power source like I showed you guys, the one with the 12 volts and the thing with the clock that doesn't ever work right, is probably a must. I would also highly recommend some kind of tire pressure monitoring system so you can keep an eye on your tires. I would recommend a tank bag for longer trips, just a place to keep a flashlight, maybe a few tools, things like that that you may need. Now, there are side compartments under here where I actually do, if I pull this off, I actually have a toolkit and my insurance information and stuff like that I keep in there. So there is a place for a toolkit, but you know, just to quickly grab something if you need it, things along those lines, I would highly recommend that. And also saddlebags, guys. I recommend it because I like the idea of having the extra storage when I need it. If I have to go to work or if I need to run somewhere and pick something up real quick at the store, I don't have to worry about it. If I want to bring a raincoat with me or something like that, but I don't want to wear it, I can put it in my saddlebag and lock it up where it's safe and secure. So yeah, beyond that, guys, that's it. I hope everybody enjoyed this little video today. There's a lot more riding videos to come. I told you this one was going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, get this posted for you guys' viewing pleasure. I'll call it accessories on a budget or something like that. Anyway, you guys remember, it's not what you ride, it's if you ride, right? So get out there and ride. Not Timmy66 for me and my shadow. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you like what I do, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know every time I post a video. Not Timmy66. It's hot. I'm going back in the air conditioning. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video and get it up for your viewing pleasure. You guys all take care. Have a great day. See you soon.